Our featured speaker launched high jump leadership and developed the 5 C's of conscious leadership. Please welcome Hollie Molesky.
Hi. General Norman Schwarzkopf. He said that you learn far more from negative leadership than you do from positive leadership, because you learn what not to do, and therefore you learn how to do it. It is such an honor to be here at West Point, where he not only graduated, but taught and now lives and rests in the cemetery down the street. And it's such an honor to be here with astronaut Buzz Aldrin and Lieutenant General Honore. This is a place where leaders are built, and it's a great honor to be here. So I have a question for you. How often have you ever worked, or have you ever worked? Raise your hand if you've ever worked for that leader who just inspires you. You know that you're being seen. You know you're being heard. You know your talents are being recognized and honored. And then again, how many of you have worked for that leader that doesn't appreciate you? You feel like a cog in the wheel. You're not even really a person. You're sort of a widget. Sadly enough, 70% of the employees in the workplace actually are disengaged and feel that way. I'd like to invite you to consider that employee engagement is a direct reflection of your leadership. You set the tone, you set the bar, you create the space for others to show up. I'd like to tell you a little story about 3 funerals and a baby. So, I had just joined a new consulting firm. After 20 years in the industry, I was hired to help build a strategy pharma practice on the west coast of the US. I was super stoked. It was something great and exciting to do, something new and something new challenging. And I had just sold this major piece of work. So I'm getting off the plane, I'm flying home on a Friday, I'm all excited, I walk in the front door, I have a roommate, his name is Gordon. So Gordon's an amazing man. He's a little bit older than me. He didn't have family, I was his family. And we go down to the local pub because he went at 7 p.m. every single night. He had his stool. He was Norm from Cheers. He was Norm. 7 p.m., he had his vodka tonic waiting. And we're sitting there talking, and I love sharing my hopes and dreams with this guy, and he protected me while I was traveling and everything. And he tells me how he was just diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. It was aggressive, and there was no hope. And I had just sold this piece of work at this new place that I was working. I'm so excited for it. And I have a responsibility because I'm a leader. And leaders take care of their team, even when it's rough. Our project was supposed to start off the Tuesday after July 4th. And on the Saturday before, Gordon took a really bad turn. And I'm holding his hand as he slowly slips away. It was peaceful, and there's such a beauty in that moment of being there for someone that you love and care about. And you treasure that. But we had a project to do, and we were kicking off on Tuesday. So I do what I normally do. I bucked up. Let's go. Everybody else had a nice holiday over July 4th. I did not. And so we come into work, and I start sharing with my team what had happened. I got all the really nice sympathies and everything, and it was great, but we got on with it. 2 months later, I get a phone call. Hey, Hollie, Peter. So let me tell you about Peter. Peter and I, we were best friends in grad school. He's Hungarian, really tall, had this big bushy mustache, and I have a picture of him in a red shirt carrying this funky red cat, or yellow cat rather, and just the happiest guy, and I don't have a single graduate school memory without him. Drowned in a diving accident. But, the show must go on. And while this is happening, I'm finishing a piece of work, but I had just sold another piece of work that was due to kick off on October 1st. And I had been very clear about my boundaries and my availability, but I need you to do more. I need you to start before October 1st. So I'm working 16, 20-hour days here amidst all of this. And then on September 30th, right before October 1st, my mom was out for the weekend. We get a call. My aunt, my 31-year-old cousin, blood clot, embolized, gone. This is a big wow, you know. Nothing prepares you for that. I called my team, my leadership. They said the right things, but we had to get to work. And I don't know if you know how that feels. You know, somebody that's a high performer that's used to running, and you slowly just start losing focus. Your creativity starts to die. And you need help and you need support. And I'm starting to ask for it. I had asked for it a little bit, but it's getting stronger now. You know, and now as I'm asking, the responses are, no, we need you to do more. A partner I needed some information from and some support from would not speak with me live for 3 months. A few more months went by. I came back one day and I made the call. I said, listen, I can't come back to work tomorrow. I need to take care of me. I've been asking for some support and wasn't receiving it. So we had a nice conversation. Hey, all right, call HR, we'll figure it out. But I wasn't given the courtesy of calling HR. Within the hour, HR was calling me. And it was not a pleasant conversation. So that very day, I was no longer going to be a part of that company. Leaders that didn't support me through one of the biggest human things that you can experience. Now, I was a little human at the moment. I was a little angry. I was hurt. I was still grieving. But then I realized how this was such a gift. And I'm so grateful for that experience because it's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. Because what I do today is not a job. It is who I am, and it shows up in the world. So what I am here to do today is help rewire the way businesses are led in the workplace. Because I know what it means to build a people strategy. And I know that it's about the numbers on a certain level. But business is really not about the numbers. The numbers are a result of business. Business is by people and for people, period. And when we adopt a service mindset, and that requires getting to know ourselves as a leader and what we're going to stand for and what we're going to inspire to be and how we're going to create space for them to show up and be human and how we build connection. Can you imagine if that leader had really stood up for me, the loyalty that would have been built when I'm going through one of the toughest things that I had to go through? But no, he allowed me the opportunity to come and help other people create that. So high jump leadership is about how to raise the bar, to define the steps to achieve the bar, how to up-level the bar. And you have the opportunity to raise the bar on employee engagement in your organization through your leadership.
Yeah! Great job. Take it in. Yeah! Hollie Molesky. Great job.